Your forecast first from KARK4.
Well, we've got about a week or so left of summer, but it's still feeling a lot like summer across Arkansas today, and it has been, and it will for the next couple of days, thanks to high pressure over the southeast United States. Now, there is a storm system that is making its way out of the northern Rockies into the northern plains. That is going to drag a cold front into Arkansas. Don't get your hopes up too much. It'll provide a little bit of relief, but will provide a little more relief is a tropical disturbance that may become a tropical depression. That'll spread clouds and moisture into the south and southeast United States, and that will give us better rain chances along with less hot temperatures by the middle of next week. Your forecast first for Little Rock, a mostly sunny day on the way for your Thursday. We're going to start in the low 70s and top it out in the low to mid 90s. KARK4 News at 10 starts right now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KARK4 News at 10.
Twin beams of blue lights are shooting into the sky above Manhattan tonight to commemorate one of the darkest days in American history, a strong but silent tribute to the nearly 3,000 lives claimed on this day 18 years ago. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Ashley Ketz.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Kloss. It's good to have you along. September 11, 2001, a day where the world seemed to come to a screeching halt as millions watched in disbelief as the attacks played out in real time. But as Chris Pallone reports from New York tonight, this tragedy is still unfolding nearly 2 decades later.
With bagpipes and bells, prayers and patriotic songs, Americans pause to remember the people killed in the nation's deadliest terrorist attack.
Marco Matroni.
In New York, people gathered at the 9/11 memorial, observing moments of silence 6 times, marking the exact time that changed a nation forever. The scene repeated in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and at the Pentagon.
We're here today to renew our commitment to never forget.
18 years after 9/11, and this attack is still unfolding. Thousands of people exposed to toxic chemicals in the weeks and months after 9/11 are dying from 9/11 related illnesses. This week, 22 new names have been added to the New York City Fire Department's 9/11 Memorial, and Manhattan's 9/11 Memorial dedicated a new section in May to those who died and those who will die from 9/11 related diseases. It's called the Memorial Glade. It has 6 giant stone monoliths with steel from the Twin Towers pointing skyward, roughly outlining the ramp that first responders walked for months into the rubble of Ground Zero.
These men and women are going to get sick, and they are going to die.
After widespread public pressure, Congress and the president recently extended the compensation fund, which supports first responders who worked tirelessly at the Pentagon and Ground Zero in the days following 9/11. Americans vowed they'd never forget the victims. 18 years later, there are more victims than ever to remember. Chris Pallone, NBC News, New York.
And among the thousands killed that fateful day, 3 of them were from Arkansas. Sarah Lowe of Batesville was a flight attendant on the doomed American Flight 11 that crashed into the North Tower. Nahman Lyons, the 4th of Pine Bluff, was killed while working at the Pentagon when American Flight 77 crashed into it. And Melissa White of Bald Knob, who lost her life working inside the World Trade Center. All of them lost, none of them forgotten. If you'd like to read more about these lives or the people, who they were, or leave a note on one of their online guest books, just head to our website, KARK.com. We posted a link there.
Even 18 years later, it's a common question this time of year. Where were you on 9/11? Nearly all of us have an answer, but many young Americans weren't even born at that time. Now teachers are working to teach kids what happened that day. At Bryan Middle School, one teacher says it's a tough topic to talk about, but these students need to know what happened. Dane Abels is a 7th grade social studies teacher. He says it's important to tell them how that day altered the course of history.
And the fact is that they live in a nation that was changed by that before they were born. And a nation that was changed by that before they were born, they're now seeing the result of that, but never saw the change happen.
Bryan Middle School also held a school assembly this morning. Students heard from a man who was in the Pentagon that day. That man was actually Abel's cousin.
A group in Little Rock is hoping to turn a vision into a plan for the Little Rock School District. Returning to local control has been a topic of discussion since the state took over nearly 5 years ago.
In the past few weeks, the board has held a series of packed meetings to get input from people, and man, have they been getting it. The group telling KARK4's Rochelle Turner that they're putting together a different approach to make sure their voices are heard.
Well, Bob and Ashley, good evening to you. This is just the beginning for Grassroots Arkansas. The goal, move from a divided district to a united one, and that starts with the community.
Give it together. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back.
These supporters making sure their voices are heard, no matter how small they are.
Just so you know, every kid should have a really great school.
They met before the state's Board of Education meeting Wednesday at Franklin Elementary School.
We have a vision for the Little Rock School District that we believe the State Board of Education is not listening to.
The vision includes one district.
We have over 1,000 people in the Little Rock School District community that have signed a petition to let us know, to confirm, to affirm that they want the Little Rock School District back as one complete united district.
And with the healthiest structure possible.
We want every student, we want every classroom, every teacher, and every campus to be empowered and to have exactly what it needs to provide that world-class, transformative education environment.
And true community schools.
That the schools are actually access points and beacons of hope for the communities in which they operate.
The supporters showed up to Wednesday's board meeting sporting these local control shirts with the same message they've stood by since the state took over in 2015.
We will not be divided and our oneness will stand. And that's the message we want the board to hear. But the message we want our community to hear is we are working on this vision. We have the vision.
Stakeholders have contributed more than 125 specific ideas and initiatives. Meanwhile, at tonight's state board meeting, the public was not allowed to speak out. Back to you.
Thanks, Rochelle. And we're learning more tonight about a cabin business and how they've been staying afloat after authorities say a former employee stole $500,000. Owners of Steadfast Heat and Air say they refinanced cars and even their homes just to keep the doors open. We told you about this earlier in the year, where investigators say Brandy Higgins, the family's bookkeeper, was allegedly writing checks for cash, then recording it as vendor expenses. This was happening, too, over several years. Carla Love says during that time, her finances were shaken. She and her husband have no idea at the time why.
Watching Mike age so much last year and just being sick because he couldn't figure out. I mean, after this happened, him and I both had to get anxiety medication.
Insurance doesn't cover the theft. They are still paying off their debt on top of other bills. Love is warning other small business owners to not let anyone else sign checks. Higgins' trial, by the way, is set for next month. She's charged with theft of property.
Prison officials just may have saved some inmates' lives and other potential problems inside prison walls by stopping a huge amount of drugs from getting in. They confiscated a large amount of K2, it's a synthetic drug, before inmates got their hands on it. The Arkansas Department of Corrections announced that this week that a backpack full of dangerous contraband was found in a field where inmates work. They say it was dropped there to be smuggled in by a working inmate. More than a pound of drugs. The prison director says just one drop of it could be enough for every person in the prison. In the last 2 years alone, K2 accounts for 39 prison deaths.
It really isn't marijuana at all. You never know what is in it. It is mixed up usually like in China. It's got some sort of vegetable matter on it. They put chemicals on it. And the end result is K2 is, by and large, in many cases, a poison. It can kill you.
While this drop was significant, we're told these drops are not out of the ordinary. Guards discover them every week and sometimes even daily.